Good day to lecturer. My name is Ang Jing Chuan. Today I will present my case study based on Aristotelian virtue ethics involving a workplace moral issue related to stealing and sexual harassment. This presentation will explain the case background, identify the moral issue, analyze them using Aristotle's golden mean, and finally suggest how each person can develop virtues to become morally better individual. Why this is a moral issue? I'm going to explain the John ethical failure and their implication. The moral issue happened in a corporate company. The interviewees, individuals A and B were named John and Sarah respectively. John was a good manager. He began an extramarital affair with Sarah, a junior position holder who reported information to John. Instead of disclosing the relationship, John actively concealed. He started to abuse his managerial discretion and the company benefit to facilitate the affairs. John ethical dilemma. John misuse of company fund create a toxic environment. He expanded several hotel claims for developing a meeting and in fact romantic with relationship with Sarah. John also misused company resources. He used the company benefit of staying at hotel, claiming and paying for the weekend trip with Sarah. John also abused the travel policy. He scheduled unnecessary training within a month. Another assistant manager level of the colleague discovered the incident. This assistant manager, whose name it as David, posted the incident on Telegram. At the same time, he invited a few of his colleagues within the same group of company group, and more than 300 colleagues joined the Telegram. Now I'm going to identify the key virtues and vice. Based on Aristotle table of virtue and vice, John demonstrates pregnantless and overindulgent. He ignored consequences and lacked self-control. Sarah showed deception and insincerity by hiding the truth. David initially acted for justice, but his emotion reaction turned into spitefulness, which is the excess of righteous indignation. Aristotle golden mean analysis teaches that virtue lies between self-denial and overindulgence. In this case, John moved too far towards the exercise seeking pleasure without restraint. Sarah fell into deceit instead of honesty. And David crossed from righteous anger into spite. A unique feature of Aristotelian ethics is that it focuses not on rule or punishment but on character formation, developing practical wisdom or prognosis to make moral decisions in the right way, at the right time, and for the right reason. Here is the golden mean finding balance. The virtue lies between deficiency and exceeds. This is the first point. And the second point, temperance, is the midpoint, self-control and moderation. John moved toward exceed, lack restraint and moral judgment. So for Sarah, choose deception instead of honest communication. David crossed from righteous indignation into spitefulness. What a virtuous person will do. A virtuous person in this case would act with balance. A virtuous manager like John would show courage and temperance, control desire, and use resources responsibility. A virtuous employee like Sarah would act with honesty and integrity. A virtuous colleague like David would demonstrate righteous indication, seeking justice humbly through the right channels. Action step: how to become more virtuous. To develop virtues, Aristotle believed people must practice good habits repeatedly. John can develop temperance by reflecting on his action daily, setting limits, desire and learn from ethical mentors. Sarah can practice honestly by committing to truthful communication and reflecting before acting. David can cultivate righteous indication by controlling his anger, showing empathy, and responding through proper ethical channel. These are not workplace solutions, they are moral improvement steps that shape character through practice. In conclusion, Aristotelian virtues reminds us that morality is not about rules or punishment, but also building good character through balance, self-awareness, and a reason. Thank you. That's all for my presentation.